All right, first of all, Jarrad, thanks so much for joining us here on Astro Premier League. It's really nice to meet you. Defensively, started picking up in terms of form, 3 clean sheets and 4. And it must have been really difficult for you to start the season, not being able to help your team as well. How are things feeling at the moment, fitness-wise and everything?
Yeah, I think, me personally, it's been a difficult start to the season. I had the injury in the summer, so I've been building my fitness back up and having a few setbacks. But I feel that now, the last 4 games, I'm starting to get back to where I was last season. It's difficult coming into the Premier League when, the players you're playing against have had 12, 13 games more than you, so it's difficult, especially with the standard that's in the league. So it's took my time to find my feet a little bit, but I'm feeling stronger and fitter, so hopefully I can continue doing that.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, you guys talked about that Wolves game being your best game so far this season. It was a game that had a lot of pressure on. It was a must-win for you guys. Yeah. What was different about that day now that you look back? Was there a sudden switch in mentality? Something clicked?
Yeah, I think, what I've noticed over the last 2-3 seasons is that when we need to perform, we do perform.
When the pressure's on.
Yeah, and I think we need to learn to, every game you need to perform no matter what. So, obviously the pressure was on. We needed to win that game, and we went out there and won it. But I think as a team we need to work on, every game you need to win. So we need to have that mentality for every game, not only the big ones, when the pressure's on.
Well, the pressure's definitely on you. I'm sure you've heard about all the praises sung on you and the talent that you have. How do you feel that pressure as a young English player, the hype around it, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think, as an English player, I think more hype gets put on you, more pressure gets put on you. Which, for young players, it is difficult. And obviously, if you're going through a rough spell, or the pressure gets put on, and there's a lot of talk about it. But I think that's what it is as a footballer. There's going to be critics from the outside.
Do you try to not look at the papers? You try not to listen to any of it?
Yeah, no, I think the opinion is, the people in your building, the people in your team. That's all that matters. The people close to you, And I think if you let everything else outside of it take care of itself, you'll be fine. Just concentrate on your football, and that's what I have been doing for the last 2 seasons now.
What helps to keep you grounded?
I don't know. I think where I came from when I was at Carlisle, and I made the big move here. I think I had to learn quite fast the difference in the media and different things, and I think the experienced players have helped me with that along the way. But I think you learn over time. There's lots of critics outside, so it's best not to look at it really, and just focus on yourself. Yeah.
Just turn off your phone constantly. Don't look at it at all. Well, you talk about your best form, which is last season, was really a big season for you in terms of that great partnership you had at the back as well. And this came after the season you had it in Netherlands at PSV under Ruud. Can you sort of pinpoint to us areas of your game that Ruud helped you develop, and what really shone through in that time you were on loan? Yeah,
I think just as an overall player, I think when you don't play as many games as you like to the season before, you can't get a momentum of games, and by playing games you learn different things. And I think for me, I played over 30 games, so that's what helped me basically. And it was thanks to Ruud and his staff that they gave me that opportunity, to play all them games and learn what it feels like to play every week. So I think that was probably the biggest thing for me, just having the momentum of games.
Any areas of your game that he worked on in particular?
Yeah, there was a few different things. Obviously he was a top striker, so just how to defend him 1v1. I was having my shoulders turned, just little things, which helps out in the long run. Yeah.
Do you think it's important that young English players do try to get that overseas experience versus playing in the lower division to get your time and your minutes? Obviously, there's benefits to both, and the benefits are different. So, do you think it's important young English players go abroad and take that opportunity?
Yeah, and I think if the opportunity is there, then definitely think about that. But also, I've been on loan in England as well, and if you can play in England, it's the Championship, League One, it's still a good standard. So. What
do you gain differently though when you do go abroad?
I think the football's a lot different over in Holland. It was a lot more possession based, whereas in England it's maybe a bit more like physical, I would say. So there is differences, but there's perks to either. I think when I was in Holland, I was playing on a European stage as well. I was playing, in the Europa League and things. So that's probably a bonus of going abroad to a big side like them. But yeah, it's something that I look back on, and I'm really proud that I made that decision to go there.
Do you feel there's still a slight hesitancy from young English players to go abroad? Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think it's maybe just, you know, out of the comfort zone. I think moving to a different country, it's always difficult, new language. I moved over there on my own for the season, but like I said, it didn't just help me as a player, it helped me as a man as well, you know. I gained confidence off the pitch, so it's something which I'd definitely recommend, yeah.
So last season, obviously the team did a great job, the manager did a great job to stay up, despite the circumstances that were out of your control, let's face it. Do you feel that the manager gets enough credit for that? Because he's always been tagged as an underappreciated manager. Do you feel he gets credit?
Yeah, you know, I think the job he done, him and his staff last season, under difficult circumstances, to get us players, you know, every week to keep fighting. When, you know, we had a lot of setbacks with the points deduction and things, you know, we've done as a team, the staff and the players, we've done a fantastic job to keep us in the league, I thought, last season. And, you know, I think that's out the way now. We need to keep pushing on as a team because we know we can do that.
Yeah.
So this season we need to keep pushing. Yeah.
Do you feel you're in a better place this season to stay out of the relegation fight?
Yeah, definitely. You know, like I said, we had the points deduction last season and we still managed to stay up. So we know we've got the quality. But like I say, it's about keeping that momentum every game and not just relying on the big pressure games to pick up points. You need to do it every week. Okay,
I'm going to put you on the spot for a bit. If you could have a proper sit-down dinner for an hour with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Probably go Lionel Messi. Yeah.
What would you talk about? What would you ask him?
Just, you know, I think in my eyes he's the best player ever. So just to see how he, you know, how he lived his life, what he took, what he done when he was younger, what he does now, just to see how he lived it. You know, I think if you can get tips off the best players, then you can't go far wrong. So yeah, I'll go with him. Yeah,
that'll be a dream dinner.
Yeah.
I feel. Yeah, a dream dinner. Can I clarify something? Because I read this online, so I'm not sure if it's true. That you've not washed your first ever Everton shirt.
Yeah, I
is it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it
now?
I
think it's back home. Might be at my mum and dad's house or in storage at my granddad's house or somewhere. Yeah, so I kept that on. Yeah.
Have you opened it up and had a
look
at it?
No, I haven't been near it. No, not for a while.
I can imagine what that smells like. You have not washed it. Yeah. Okay, if you were to look back now on the day that you retire, many, many years from now, what would you have liked to achieve?
I think for me it would just be to have won trophies, and you know, I think to be an established international and Premier League player would probably be, you know, the thing I would look back on, to play as many games as I can in the Premier League and internationally. That would be the most important thing.
Okay.